Hey there. So I'm sure as a business owner, you've heard or you've asked yourself, I don't know how to identify myself with my own brand, or I'm not sure how something that I believe in or something that I think about really aligns with my brand and my business, and how does it fit in? If you've had those questions, I hope that today's little marketing session will help answer those because I personally have had those questions. And more recently, this is like perfect timing because I recently myself met with a brand strategist who is helping me to really unravel all of those questions for me as I continue to evolve as a small business owner and entrepreneur. So, if you're brand new to the page on Stylishly Branding, or maybe we have just started connecting over Facebook, welcome. My name is Ginna Tassinelli. I am the creator of Stylishly Branding, which is a small yet I would have to say the most fun division of our social media marketing agency, Hype Media. And I work with small business owners, experts, thought leaders, coaches, consultants, network marketing leaders to help you stand out with confidence on social media using yourself as a personal brand and how to connect with your ideal clients. So, let's jump right into this. So maybe you're thinking, well, I don't even know what my brand is. I don't know how to identify it. I don't know how to package it really beautifully with a bow on top. But let's start with this. As an entrepreneur, as a solopreneur, you are actually your brand. Okay. And for those of you that have been following along for a while, you know how passionate I am about sharing that. Because for me personally, when I started my agency 14 years ago now, a little bit over 14 years ago, I missed the boat on this tremendously. I thought that I needed to only show up with a logo and a website and all of these pieces to my branding, and I wasn't showing up myself. So, if you're wondering, what's my brand? Let's start with that. It is you, okay? But how do you define your brand in a way that your audience, that your ideal clients are going to exactly know what that means, right? Because you are this human being. You might be the face of your brand because you're the leader of your business, but how do you actually align yourself with your own business? And that's where we're going to talk about how to define your brand identity. Okay, this is going to be a fun little exercise. We're not going to go super deep into this, but I will tell you that if you can work with a brand strategist to help you really package this together, the end result is going to be incredibly amazing for you. And I'm so excited to be doing this with one of my friends. We just recently met. And, after you've had a business for some time, you evolve as a human being. So your brand and the way that you identify yourself, those visuals, the way you put yourself out there also evolves, but it all needs to keep aligning and working together. So I'm at a point where I'm feeling like it's not, and it's pretty obvious. Now I will tell you, this is not something that happens overnight. There is a process behind this, but this is how you start. Okay. And if you, let's see, somebody's watching right now, but I can't tell. So don't be shy. Say hello. And if you're watching this on the replay, I will come back and answer all of your questions. So don't be shy. I'm here. Okay. All right. So let's talk about, what does it mean, first of all, to have a solid brand identity, or what does it mean in general to have a brand identity? So this is how you're letting your audience perceive you. It's the face of your business. Whether you are showing up as a personal brand because you're a solopreneur, an entrepreneur, or you're a speaker, you're an author, or whether you are representing a product that somebody else manufactures, but you're selling it, you can still be your own brand and show up as a brand. Or maybe it's a business brand, okay? All of these different types of brands need to have a brand identity. And so, what this includes, your visual identity, okay? So, not just yourself, but also logos, colors, fonts. And let me put my phone on vibrate, or on, not on vibrate, but on silent. Okay. Um, so it's going to include you as a person, right? But it's also going to include your logo, your fonts, your colors, as well as what's the voice that you're going to use. What's the tone of that voice? So, you know, if you are more of an introvert, for example, it might be more of a calming brand voice and tone. Whereas if you're an extrovert like myself, it might be very colorful and excited and enthusiastic and loud and bold. You also want to include the values of your brand and your business. So, what are those really important values? Is it transparency, integrity, empowerment, things like that? And then what kind of personality do you have that aligns with your business? Okay. So these are the four elements that really bring your brand identity together to create a uniqueness, tone, and look for your business, your company, for yourself, so that when you are putting yourself out there, you are easily identifiable by your ideal clients. All right. So, some things that you want to consider when you're developing this and when you're putting this all together. And like I said, if you're working with a brand strategist, and I I would love, actually, if you feel like you need a complete like brand revamp, for example, because that's what I'm doing after 14 plus years, right? So if you feel like you need that refresh, or you're just not sure where to start when we're specifically talking about brand identity, including those visual pieces like a logo, your taglines, your brand message, and your voice, I've got someone for you. Okay. So just drop the word brand down below and I will send you my good friend Bijel's information. She's absolutely amazing. And so that's why I feel like this is such perfect timing for this conversation today, because we literally just got off of a call this week. So, some things you want to consider is you want to know exactly how do you help your customers solve their problem. You need to be really, really specific. And if you don't know this, then we got to dig deeper. Why is it that you do what you do? What separates you from other businesses that do the same thing, right? There, you may think that you don't have competition. We really do have competition. I will tell you though, I'm a huge believer that when you show up in your business, it's really hard to identify those competitors as real competitors, because you are unique. You have your own skills, your own experiences, your own personality. But let's just say, for the sake of argument, think about what do you do different that your competitors don't do? Okay. You also want to incorporate your personality. So what is the personality that you want your brand to reflect, so that people have more of an emotional connection with your brand? And this is where you give it kind of that human characteristic, okay? You as a person, but also when they jump on your website, what is that personality that you want to have people connect with? When they see your logo, same thing. So, think about, here are some examples. Now, these are business brands that I'm going to give you examples of, but like, think about Apple. Apple has kind of like that hipster vibe, right? So that's how they humanize their brand. Um, Whole Foods, they humanize it by giving it more of like that healthy nut type of personality. Okay. Then you want to think about, does your brand have an emotional impact? So what is that connection that you're making with people on an emotional level when you are putting yourself out there and your business out there? Is it that they are feeling comfortable with your business? They're feeling secure. They're feeling inspired. They find that you are relevant. So you want to think about all of these different descriptive words to tie in the emotions behind your brand. Okay. And this works well also if you're in direct sales, you still have a brand. It's you. So think about how you are going to stand out. And with every piece of content that you put out there, how are you standing out to reflect these different pieces of your brand? Think about 5 words to describe you. Okay, so what are 5 different personality traits or adjectives that you can use to describe you? And then here's some questions to ask yourself that will really, really help you, especially if you are selling high ticket. Okay. So, number one is what specific qualities of the services or even the products that you offer? What are the specific qualities of those offers and products? And when I talk about qualities, I'm not so much talking about the features. Okay. I'm talking more about what are the results, the benefits that those services and those products provide. Number two is what are the core values of those products? So when you're thinking about values, think about what's more important for your customers and your clients when you're tying in values with your products and services. Number three, what is the mission of your company? And this is something that I've been working on, not just the mission, but also the vision of your company. So, two different things, but what is the mission of your company and what is the vision of your company? And this is often a question of ethics and standards. And, why is it that you do what you do? Number four, what does your company specifically specialize in? So think about who is your niche, right? So who do you specifically help? Number five, now who's your target audience? So this is going to entail more than like a group of people, but also it's going to be identify more of the people that would be attracted to your products and services. So this is where you get really detailed as to, their age, their maybe their college level or education. Do they have kids? Are they grandparents? Are they parents? What kinds of books do they like to read? What kinds of food do they like to eat? Are they organic or natural or not organic? Do they work out? Are they active? What kinds of hobbies are they into? So that's getting very specific into your target audience. Number six, this is one that I will admit, even for all of these years in my business, I do not have, but I am working on, and I can't wait to share it when it's all put together. But it's what is the tagline of your company? And a tagline is a great way to send a message to your ideal clients, to your prospects, as to what it is that you do, right? It can be very inspirational, motivational, but it also lets people know exactly what you do. So once you have those first 6 questions answered, you then want to create a personality for your company. Okay. And that personality is going to clearly represent your products and service. So ask yourself, what qualities set me apart from the competition? And is the personality of your company, is it innovative? Is it traditional? Is it hands-on? Is it creative? Is it energetic? Is it sophisticated? Then once you have the personality down, it's time to start building that relationship with your target audience. And so, sometimes we do this a little bit backwards and or we don't do it at all, and then we're trying to connect with our target audience but they're not connecting, and many times it's because we haven't done these foundational steps ahead of time to actually let people understand what it is that we do, not just as a personal brand, but also on a business level. And so once you have created your personality and you've gone through those first 7 questions that I just laid out for you, then you want to think about how can you use all of that to build a relationship with your target market. And that's how you're really going to connect more with your ideal clients and prospects, because now there is kind of I would call it like a framework that details exactly who it is that your business is, you are, your values, that personality, your mission, your vision, and then how does that connect with the right people with you? The last thing is you want to create a profile that really describes your brand to people. So, and you want to include all of these elements in this profile. So that's going to include choosing words that describe your personality, writing and keeping it all aligned when you're doing a bio, when you're doing your about sections for your business, whether it's, on a business page or on LinkedIn or on your website. You want to take all of those pieces and then you want to incorporate that into how you are putting yourself out there, whether it's digital or, even with actual promotional items. It's going to all work together so that you can move yourself into those different spaces. So I hope this was helpful. I know it was a lot, but it was really great timing because it's something that I'm super excited about to do for myself and my businesses. And if you have any questions, or if you're looking for somebody to really guide you through elevating your brand, maybe it's creating your brand from scratch, building this brand identity for you, or working with you to do that, I've got you. So just drop the word brand down below and I will send you Bijal's information and her company info. And I'm going to actually drop it down below anyways in just a little bit. All right. So I will see you guys next week, same time, 12:30 p.m. Eastern time. Until then, stay social and have a fabulous rest of the week. Bye.